Welcome to NLG's English Livestream. This is our first live stream that we are introducing, and we hope to spread the NLG love and healing to different parts of the world. Now, some of you may not know what NLG is all about. I will, make a little bit of explanation in a short while. Right after I introduce my co-host. By the way, my name is James, and my co-host is Miss Hakao. And I would like to introduce Miss Hakao to you, and let her share her background. And I think Miss Hakao has lived in the US for 10 years, and also in Beijing for a couple of years, and 1 year in Europe. So let's hear it from Miss Hakao. Miss Hakao, can you say something about yourself?
Yes, hello, good morning, everybody. My name is Hakao, as Dr. James have introduced, and I'm very happy to be here with all of you here today. About my background, I'm actually now living in Hanoi, and I was born and raised here in Hanoi up until I was 17, and then I went overseas to study in the UK and then the US. And then I spent 2 years in China working for the World Bank up there. And I've been back for the last 8 years here in Vietnam already. And I'm very happy to be here and to serve the world and to serve you. Thank you very much.
And how is your journey with NLG? I mean, how did you come to know about NLG, and what is your benefit in terms of health and everything else? Would you like to share that as well, and to your family?
Yes, thank you, Dr. James. As a person who's always interested in things that are good for the community, I always keep my eyes out for what's going on in the community and what's good for the people. And so therefore, a friend of mine introduced energy to me about a year ago. And I said, okay, that's great. I meditate as well. So it sounds like a form of meditation. So I gave it a try, and I attended online class 1 and class 2 last year. And then after that, I had the opportunity to attend class 3 in Ho Chi Minh City at the beginning of this year. And recently, we also had our online class 3, and I rejoined and redid the class 3. I'm very happy that I could do that. And so since I know energy, I try to practice on myself and also try to practice on people around me, like my family, for example, and the friends that I know. And so things like energy result speaks for itself. So my mother, she's now 67 years old, and her health has been ups and downs. Yeah, and every time that she is sick, she often, stay in bed maybe for days, and she's not in very good health condition. And so after I finished my class 2, actually, I start practice on her, and I try to heal, to give her energy. And it was to my surprise and her surprise and the family surprise as well, that usually it would take her weeks to get out of her sickness or illness. But this time, after I gave her the energy, it took her only 2 or 3 days to get out of it. And so I now understood why energy is so popular with people, and I am more convinced in the method. And then continue on as I watched, especially the live stream for the last two months. I've heard countless of stories of how energy has changed people's life, and I'm very touched by that. And about 2 weeks ago, and I at that time I already had intention to maybe I should do something to contribute, but the wake up call for me was actually about 2 weeks ago, and my martial art teacher master, who was very healthy actually. He passed away because of COVID, and it came as a shock to all of us, the students. And I was so shocked by it. And I realized that, well, COVID is real, and I could no longer stay on the sideline. I need to get in. I need to jump in. And somebody said before, it's like the house is burning. So I cannot afford staying on the sideline anymore. I need to jump in and contribute and give a helping hand. So I gave Miss Trina a call, and fortunately, she welcomed me to the volunteer team, and I'm now part of the volunteer team. And I'm extremely happy to be here with you and to serve you all. Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks, Ms. Hakao, for sharing with us. And really, I think all of us are volunteers to start off with. And somehow NLG has touched our lives, whether in terms of healing or resolving many other issues in our lives. And all the volunteers are here because of something good that has happened to them or their family. And there are many, many, and thousands of wonderful testimonies. It started off within the Vietnamese community because NLG, you will meet the founder, Mr. Lee, later on, and he will pass the wonderful love energy to all of you today. But for you to appreciate and know what we are all about, perhaps I should, at this point, explain a little bit about what NLG is. And NLG is basically practicing love. And there are 5 forms of love. First is to love yourself, but love yourself not in a selfish way. Love yourself means learn how to take care of yourself, forgive yourself, and basically exercise and eat properly. And then secondly is to love your family. And then thirdly is to love your nation, your country, and then love mankind, which is what we are doing right now, right? And after that, the next level is love all living things. So it's a very interesting practice because the opposite of love is all the negative emotions. And over the years, all these negative emotions is sort of like accumulated in our body system, layers and layers of negative emotions. So some of these negative emotions could be anger or somebody who did something bad for us, or maybe we have done something bad on others. So we have to learn how to forgive these people and also ask for forgiveness and basically practice goodness and love, and also to learn how to have stress management so that these negativities do not harm us. Because with negative emotions, something bad happens in our body. Our bloodstream will have too much of cortisol, and when that happens, well, a little bit of it is okay because it's supposed to regulate our heart. But if too much of it, it becomes chronic, and if it's for too long, then it will, do a lot of bad things. It may suppress our immune system. It may, in a way, harden our arteries and leads to high blood pressure and, increases the risk of heart problems as well as stroke and so on and so forth. So that's why many people with too much negative emotions over a long period of time, and this will lead to diseases. So here we are trying to explain and also help people, and people can practice it, and then eventually they will experience self-healing. At the same time, they also will learn how to have universal energy entering their body to stimulate their stem cells. All right. And once these stem cells are being stimulated or activated, it will go to different cells in different organs. And the wonderful thing about stem cells is that it's undifferentiated. In other words, it has no specific function, but once it is part of a particular organ like liver or brain or kidney, then it becomes your liver cells, your brain cells, and your kidney cells, and so on. So that's why stem cells is pretty good, and is able to repair and replace damaged cells. But however, stem cells is very, as we know now, stem cells therapy is very expensive, right, around the world. And it's very difficult for the normal person to avail this stem cell therapy. But here at NLG, we are teaching you and showing you the way so that your body can release its, not release, but stimulate its stem cells and do good for yourself. So it's free. And that's why later on, I will tell you how to, if you want to learn more, the technique, I will teach you how to enroll and avail this in our lesson and study. All right, so today we also have someone special, right? We have a guest. He's from Germany, but he lived in Saigon in Ho Chi Minh since 1993. His name is Mr. Rainer, and he's a wonderful guy, and he has a lot of things to share with us about his wonderful journey at NLG. And Mr. Rainer has 2 children, married to a Vietnamese Chinese, and Mr. Rainer is into investment, real estate, and also culture and art. And well, without much further ado, if I may, Mr. Rainer, how are you today?
Hello, James. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity
First of all,
to
Yeah.
share a little bit. That's
Thank you
and I
for
think
your
it's
time. Thank you for your time. First of all, Mr. Rayner, just want to ask you, how did you get to know about NLG, and how did you decide to get involved in NLG?
it was very interesting. It was about early this year, through a friend. I came like I'm doing right now, coughing and a bit sick. And she said if she can put her hands on my back for 5 minutes. And I was wondering why. And she said she likes to transfer energy to stimulate self-healing or my immunity system, to strengthen it, because she said you're probably catching a cold and you're in the beginning of the cold. So if I give you a little booster, maybe it will help you to recover very fast. So usually I was kind of a bit, okay, I don't really know what it is. If you think it helps me, it can't hurt me. So
why not, right? Why not?
so she done exactly. So she done a 5 minutes treatment. So I felt a little bit of heat on this part, and she done it on the following day again, and my cold never developed. So okay, a cold is maybe not a very, very heavy disease, but you know, overall I can really say it didn't harm me, and maybe, you know, it helped me to feel better, or to be more positive. So I introduced her to my wife, Kwe. And Kwe has been all her life a little bit open about, you know, maybe not to take too much medicine, to be healthy, eat healthy, healthy food, nutrition, exercise. And then, you know, also she was interested a little bit in things like yoga and Reiki. And since then I learned a little bit what Reiki is. And I thought, okay, I don't know what the similarity is, but I felt there was a light treatment on me, and it stimulated me positively. So I introduced Kwe to her, and then Kwe decided to take the energy course, which was basically very fast to do. It was only a 2.5-hour session, and then yeah, she was trying, she was starting to practicing on herself, and she was practicing on some of our family members, on our children. And I saw incredible results. So I thought, okay, is she gifted or not? But, you know, then I learned, and I joined some of the sessions. So many people in Vietnam started to do it, and they start to share their story. And some of the story were kind of, you know, a little bit more than just a cold, that they, you know, had very positive results in, you know, maybe overcoming sicknesses or diseases of all kinds. And so obviously that was all a little bit overwhelming, you know, a lot of information, and it's in Vietnamese. So I decided to take the first course, which Kwe translated to me. Then I took the second course, then I took the third course in Vietnamese. And recently I was repeating the 3 courses in English. And since then, I've been practicing every day. I feel that each stage of practicing is enhancing the experience. It gives you a very peaceful and positive experience. And if you use the technique maybe to think about specific parts of your health, I have seen significant improvements. And yeah, so I think that it really works. And the wonderful thing is that when you don't know about something, or you experience something new, you somehow need some kind of convincing. And I'm a pretty science-based person. So anything I don't really have any explanation to, it's a little bit hard to convince me. So I think what helped me was over time to practice, to see the results in my family, to see the results with friends, to see the results of myself. And then I was sharing that with others. So I had a few friends who were sharing, let's say, medical situations in different parts of the world, some of them in the US, some of them in Europe, some of them in Vietnam. And I felt that just that they are stimulated positively, whether it has a strong impact on them in the short to stimulate the positivity, this kind of self-meditation, the absorption of 5 minutes and 30 seconds of energy, if they feel that has a positive impact on their mental health, on their physical health, then that's already an achievement. And if they then later maybe get inspired to try to practice by themselves or to participate in the course, or maybe try it on their family members, then this is another step.
Yes,
so
Rainer,
I don't see myself really. Yes, I don't really see myself as a volunteer of the organization, but I can share that I have seen extremely incredible results, and by my wife has now is contributing the whole day, every day, to share and to treat, and I've seen those results, and they're quite significant. So I feel if more people can learn or understand what it is and try, then they can decide if they like to continue with it or not. I think it's an incredible tool. It's very easy. It takes only 5 minutes of your time per day, and it's almost like an energy booster. It's like you're absorbing energy and you reboost your body, and it's a very positive thing. So yeah, I wanted to share for people who haven't tried it yet, and I think it works. So I've seen it working. It works on me. It works on our friends, and I hope more people is going to try.
Well, thank you, Rainer. I'm with you, and because we were classmates, right? I went through level 1, 2, and 3 together with you, and we both felt the transformation in us. And yes, I'm also a scientific-based kind of guy, and just like what Rainer has shared, but over the period of learning and practicing NLG, I guess the wall of not accepting started to go down, and the belief level became to rise. And I guess when that happened to us, that is when we, just like Rainer, coming forward to share your experience, because based on what has happened to you. And this is something which is good because it makes people healthier, and also especially now with the pandemic that affect all of us across the world, doesn't matter where you are, everyone is badly affected in terms of not only health but financial stress that goes along with the pandemic all across the globe. And that is something that through NLG's teaching, we can help you. We can help you if you allow us to help you, you know what I mean? And you can enroll for the class 1, which will be available on the September 18 and 19. It's only for 1.5 hours per session. And yeah, we make this available for people for free. And we will teach you and guide you on self-healing, and at the same time, how to activate your body's stem cells. So this is something which I think a lot of people in the world right now would really do good than anything else, because we are now living in a world filled with fear and anxiety, because we don't know how long this pandemic will last, and that unfortunately has affected a lot of people. I don't have to tell you, you guys know wherever you are in the world, you know, and sometimes when this pandemic just happened, it's like we hear it from the news, but as it prolonged, oh, it's people we know, and as it prolonged longer, oh, it's our loved ones and our friends. And that's something very sad, as what Miss Hakao has shared. I mean, her martial art instructor fell victim to COVID-19. Now, we are very cautious as well as to what we say. We're not claiming medical cure or you know, anything of that sort. It's something that you journey with us and you experience it, and it may help you if you believe in it and if you practice it diligently, like all of us. Because there are some people who join us, but they don't believe in it. And if you're fighting it, of course, the frequency will not match. You're not going to benefit. So it depends very much on the individual. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who needs help right now. And I feel passionately that NLG can help you. So Reina, once again, thank you so much for sharing. And I believe your wife is doing a wonderful thing. I heard she's like sharing the energy to maybe 10, 20 people a day. Is that true?
Yeah, she normally starts around 8:30. So she's you know, booting herself and treating herself. There are many different things she learned, which I think it's more advanced than level 3 of what I've experienced myself. So she went through a lot of additional activations, and I think that one of the key motivations is that they formed, or Energy formed, a group focusing on critical COVID cases. So she's taking some individual cases, people who are in, I would say, in dangerous medical conditions, people who are in coma, people who are suffering very badly. And some of these patients she treats personally. Some of the patients are treated in a group with several people contributing more energy. And sometimes she contributes to the larger groups, just to, I would say, send a signal to COVID people in the camps, because they don't really have much medical support. And there are a lot of interesting stories I could share over the last 3 months on all kind of levels, and mostly from close friends of us. Some of them had sleeping disorders, maybe for 20 years, cannot sleep. With 5 sessions, they reported that they can sleep through, or they sleep 6 hours instead of 3 hours. Maybe sleeping disorder is not really, you know, the same thing than being in coma from COVID. But if you cannot sleep all your life, it's a real big problem, because sleeping, you know, is the only way for you to recharge your energy. And so, you know, for a person who cannot sleep, then starting to be able to sleep, I think that's a significant improvement to their life. We have other cases. Our chief accountant, for example, she couldn't move the finger anymore, and so it was stiff, and she couldn't only move it in touching it. She couldn't move it by itself. And I think after 3 sessions already, her finger moved. So, I mean, obviously, I don't know how to say, but these are kind of things you can see in front of your own eyes. Something doesn't function, and now you see an improvement. But you can, you know, other things are difficult to measure. Is the physical health of people, is their motivation to believe, to transform from being sick not to be sick. We have friends who, you know, have leukemia, for example, and it's very hard to treat those diseases. But if you can see over time, for example, that your white blood cell don't, you know, the tests look similar, not worth, or a little bit positive, then overall, regardless of whether that had an impact with energy or not, but it gives you at least a mental belief that what you do has a positive impact on your body. Yeah, there are many other stories. There was one story the other day in the port in Ho Chi Minh City. There were 24 people leave the port. There was the time when we already were on heavy no movement restrictions, and out of the 24 people, we connected to this group, and one person decided to take the energy treatment, and 23 people were skeptical and said it's a waste of time. They don't want to bother to spend 5 minutes to do that. On the following day, there was a COVID test from the government. 23 people went into a medical camp, and the person who took the treatment went home. So I don't want to say that it helped, but you're looking at the chance 1 against 24. I think that's a very good result. So when you see more and more of, I would say, positive stories happening, then I think your disbelief reduces, and as more positive things you see, then you can judge by yourself if you want to question the methodology, how it works, how it impacts on you. But I recommend, if you try it and you do feel positive results, it costed you only 1.5 hours for course 1 or 5 minutes each day. And as more you practice, as more you feel the energy flow and the distribution in your body. And there are many other ways you can use it, for example. Now we're talking about self-improvement, positivity, self-love, health, treatment of others, but energy works in many different ways. So for example, it can stimulate your stem cells. So it can maybe trigger self-healing, or it enhances your immunity system, that you may not get sick that easily. And I think during COVID, immunity system, vitamin D, healthy food, these are very, very core things which protect your health from infections. Then there are techniques, for example, where you could treat others in a way that you can influence them. For example, there are things, there's technique you could, for example, improve the relationship with your children. And you can see a positive behavior and your relationship improving from the child. We have seen this also in our own family. Then there are ways, for example, 3 days ago, I was praying to my ancestors, to my family members who have passed away, to wish them to be in good condition. And some people believe, some may not believe, is that by doing that, you help the spirit to be released, and especially in some cases you have that maybe a spirit is close to you, or watches you, or wants to protect you, or is inside you, or next to you, or nearby you, or you're just thinking about a person, and that can create, you can have actually a connection during this process with the person, and you can actually feel something about the person, and you can wish that person something in a very positive way. And in retrospect, I've done this for 3 days this week, and in retrospect, it gives you a feeling of peace, a relief, happiness, and so it also has a positive impact on your mental health. So overall, I think there are different levels of experience you can have. Some people, they can recharge their body, so your, I would say, aged body becomes maybe a bit younger. That is maybe also hard to believe, but if you believe in stem cell treatments, you also understand that stem cells can reactivate your body. So there is also some, I would say, scientific logic to it, but how it is triggered and how the energy works, you can learn in course 1. You can try it, and I think, yeah, I just hope you allow yourself to be open-minded and to be interested to improve your health and to help others. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Rainer, for really sharing a lot today. I get inspired by some of the things that you have said, actually. I think you will make a good teacher, really. You should consider that. Anyway, now we will have to go to the next part of this live stream, which is to receive energy from the founder, Mr. Lee, and you will meet him as well. And before I do that, once again, I would like to thank you, Rainer, for coming forward to share with everybody who is watching this live stream. And may your energy frequency continue to rise to the next level. Okay. And,
thank you.
Thank you so much, Rainer.
Thank
now,
you.
Ms. Hakao, I would like you to maybe explain how the transmission of energy that Mr. Lee is going to give us.
Hello, everyone. So before we would like to invite Mr. Lee to give transmission of energy. We actually have a video that explains that, and we're going to play it shortly. So essentially what you do is just look at his forehead and be open to receive the energy and see the workings of the energy within yourself. So please, technical team, please help support to play the video, please. Thank you.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our NLG live stream. Mr. Lee would like to send the NLG energy to the beloved audience. When he says start, please look into the middle of his forehead and imagine you are receiving NLG into your forehead. Then just relax and let this loving energy absorb to your body for 5 minutes and 30 seconds until Mr. Lee says done. Can we welcome Mr. Lee?
Yes, and it's my great honor and pleasure to welcome Mr. Lee, the founder of Energy.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Rainer. How are you today?
Yes, I'm excellent. Thank you, Mr.
You
Lee. I'm excellent.
Yes. How long you been studying energy?
I started early this year. So I've done 3 Vietnamese courses and 3 English courses, and I really enjoy it. I think it's fantastic.
Very good. And what level you are now?
I'm at level 3.
Level 3. Okay, exciting, huh? So how your return to the healthy state and the younger one?
Well, you know, I think there are many stories I have shared just a few minutes ago. But for me personally, it's something very positive, and I've seen a lot of results on myself and my family members and friends. And after sharing for the last 6 months with some friends, some of them participated and joined the course, level 1, level 2, and level 3, and they're starting to share. So we have so many wonderful stories and health benefits experienced ourselves, and that's why it's an honor to be here today to share in the live stream some of those.
All right, thank you so much for coming, NLG. Okay, so we don't have much time, so just receiving energy from me. Okay, so today not so many people, we just need 3.5 minutes. I don't need to repeat what you need to do, right? Okay, just look at my forehead and receive with your confidence, love, peace. All right, ready? All right, time's up. So thank you very much for everyone to come in and live stream today, and hopefully we'll see you someday. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Lee.
Thank you.
Right, so I hope everyone has benefited from the energy being transmitted by Mr. Lee. And for your information, Miss Tu was taken off guard, I guess. Miss Tu is also one of our co-hosts, and she will be appearing on Saturday, right, Miss Tu? Yeah, I think you were taken by surprise. But I guess Mr. Lee wanted to introduce you to the world, and maybe Mr. Lee is very proud of you, to have you on board with us. So yeah, and it's a very wonderful sharing done by Mr. Rainer today, and also Miss Hakao, who is with us because she felt the calling, I guess, when it helped her, and also the wake-up call was when a martial art teacher passed away from COVID. So I hope that everyone here has really benefited, and if you do keep an open mind, we welcome you to sign up for our class 1. It's going to be on September 18 and 19, and as how Mr. Rainer pointed out, it's only for about 1.5 hours, and I will be your instructor. So I will be able to share and teach you more about the NLG practice, and I'm confident that it will benefit you and your family and loved ones. So thank you so much for watching us today, and do follow us on Facebook or subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you will be notified whenever we go live. And also please share this with all your families and loved ones all across the globe so that they can benefit as well from the energy healing and boost their immune system to protect themselves from the coronavirus, which is, well, all over the world right now. So once again, thank you. And thank you, team. And thank you, everyone, for helping out. And have a wonderful day.